The Department of Youth Affairs is addressing an estimation of over 600 backlogged cases that have been sitting with Child Protective Services. A couple weeks ago, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero signed an executive order declaring a state of emergency for CPS, which was under DPHSS, temporarily designating DYA as an administrative custodian. DYA Director Melanie Brennan says they've been trying to assess how serious the situation is while training staff.
The social services supervisor for CPS that is overseeing crisis and intake is currently working on the backlog along with our DYA social workers and the crisis workers and the investigation social workers that are still employed with CPS.
As DYA addresses backlogged cases, they are also in dire need of more foster parents. About 380 children are currently in some level of foster care, but there are only 41 active licensed foster homes. DPHSS Deputy Director Terry Aguon.
Now that's inclusive of things like relative placement, licensed foster homes. It's inclusive of non-licensed non-relative placements. It's inclusive of group homes, but regardless of where exactly they're at or what that process is, we are looking at 380 children. And that in itself is such a message to all of us, not only in this business, but just that general community. And so at any given time, of course, Child Protective Services is reaching back, wanting to know if anybody's interested in becoming a licensed foster parent, that definitely they do have the children that are available, and they just need good, clean homes, loving families that are very accepting.
Aguon himself is a licensed foster parent. He shares his experience of caring for one of the island's most vulnerable populations.
I've had a number of children. I've had a homeless child before who was in need of medical care, and so we addressed the medical care off island. Came back to Guam. But during the 6 months that I had this child, I was so amazed that the differences or the behaviors of a child who lives out on the street versus a child who grows up even in an abusive home.
Aguon says we need to work on breaking the vicious cycle that could eventually lead to those children growing up and treating their children in similar ways. You can watch the full interview online on the KUAM News Facebook and YouTube page. If you're interested in becoming a licensed foster parent, contact 475-2653. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanane.